What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this episode of On the Bench with Pete, the series that you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint along with me. I've cleared a lot of stuff from my bench, paints-wise, anyway. I've still got a lot of paints left on here. And I've still got a lot of... I've got a lot of crap on here as well, like lids I'm using for palettes and things like that. It does need a bit of a tidy up, but... let me show you what I've got going on and what we're going to be concentrating on in this episode. So first and foremost, quite exciting, I've got some new tools. This is going to be for working with some clays that I want to do some artsy stuff with. I'm thinking of two things, twofold. It's going to be for terrain and for dioramas. And that will become more apparent in later videos, possibly even Patreon videos, but enough of that for now. So those are my tools, which I'm going to pop away for the duration of this video. So I'm just going to pop them into one of my drawers here, like so. That leaves me with my Sisters of Battle. Now I've got to do this cherub thing as well. I need to do the skull, really, because that's not been done yet. Do some more work on the wings and things, and possibly the chains and the scriptures. I don't know, but yeah, he needs working on. My sisters need their blues tying in, I feel. That's just what I feel they need tying in, so I'm going to use some Gilliman blue on those. I'm told Talassar blue contrast is the same, but I don't know on that score. I might have to do a test, but we'll see. Anyway, that's what I've got going on. So grab your glues, brushes, models, whatever else you need. Oh, there's also Dave, of course, and some aliens. Because why not? Right, so yeah, let's just get to the bench. Welcome to the bench, my friends, and I've added a couple of miniatures from my unpainted miniatures drawers. Yeah, so already plans have changed already. Okay, I've got Doctor Who here and K9, so before I attach them, I've got a paper towel already here. I'm just going to go through and see if there are any mould lines and things. That need taking care of, and already I can see, yes, there are. But that's okay. Now, as I record this, my friends, I'm in week 3 of my new job. It's still going well. It's some days are easier than others, and you know, some days it can be really taxing and really hard and difficult, and other days it's okay. I can, you know, it's easy enough. I'm doing all right though. I think overall I'm doing okay. And the important thing, I'm still gaining experience, aren't I, for my CV? That's a big thing for me. I really want to sort that out. You know, I'm thinking future, long-term stuff. It's certainly given me all the experience I need with the packages I'm using currently, which is Teams and Excel and Outlook. It's the main ones I'm using. We don't use Skype, or at least we haven't yet. I don't believe they do use Skype. But anyway, tomorrow I'm driving up to Exeter, Middlemore and Exeter, where I went for my initial inductions. I'll be meeting other team members I've never met before, because they've added team members since I started, and And we've all got to learn a new software package, Velrada. So I don't know. I don't know what that is. So that's gonna be interesting. So we'll see how that goes. One of my teammates has moved on, has left because they were having some health problems and whatever. But and I was sorry to see her go. I really was, because but we're gonna stay in touch anyway. Just talk general things like gardening and how's the weather, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was a shame because we were quite a close knit little team there. But your health's more important, and yeah, you got to do what you got to do, haven't you? At the end of the day. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love working from home, I have to say, and the ability to work full time is great for me. It's just brilliant. I have had one evening of fatigue, but I'm just going to keep an eye on that, basically. Now this is Doctor Who I've got here, because I'm going to be looking at running a Doctor Who RPG in the future. I've still got the Dwarves of Fangorn to do yet, and I just have not had the time with my new job to do any more episodes yet of that, because they take up a lot of time. They really do. I find they take up a lot of time. If I had if I had more time on my hands, I'd be able to do it quite easily. And I just don't have the time I once had now. I'm working full time, so. But hey ho, what do you know? So, working full time, but I haven't abandoned it. Don't want you to think of that. So the Dwarves of Fangorn will be coming back. Possibly when I've got some time off. Trouble is, I'm on a contract which is geared for an operation which will come to an end at the end of June, and I might get some time to smell the roses after that. Possibly, we'll see. Who knows what the future brings, right? You just don't know. Yeah, so Doctor Who. Now this is a miniature of William Hartnell, the first ever Doctor. And that's quite good, I couldn't find any others. I mean, they're all online, of course. This is for the Exterminate game, I think it's called, by Warlord. And I've got K9 here as well, which is quite cool. K9. I'll look at him in a bit, but yeah. If we zoom in, there's William Hartnell, first Doctor, and there's K9. Alright, so scale wise, pretty good. Pretty good. I'm just going to trying to keep him in shot, but it's not easy, Not easy. Not even painted him yet. I'll be priming him probably in this episode. Some painting I've got to do on my sisters, and I've got to go back and rewatch some episodes of On the Bench, because I've already forgotten what my painting scheme was. I know it was revolving around blue and red for my sisters, but yeah, what exactly it was, I can't remember. he's got Canine's got these like, well, they look like ears, but they're not. They're like little sensors, really. Okay. Just trying to create a little bit of a gap in between the two, because he doesn't have any currently. Now they would just break off if you had that, but just wanted a little bit of a gap. I don't know. They've molded, like a bit behind his ears, and I'm okay with that, because like I say, I don't want them to break off. Now, detail wise, they're not the most brilliant, but they are going to be representative of my characters in the RPG. I came across an old set of Doctor Who RPG rules, so I'm going to be utilising those for when I do get around to it. I just thought I'd, get a bit of a head start on figures for the game, because Doctor Who is a bit of a strange one, isn't it? There we are. So William Hartnell and K9. Oh, I've just seen massive mould line on K9. Sort that out right now. Yeah, sort that out. So I'm driving up to Middlemore tomorrow. I've got to be there for 9:45, so I'm going to have to leave here about 7:30. That should hopefully give me enough time, because I've got to park up and sort out a parking permit and all that when I get there. So then I've got to find the room I'm in. I think I know where the room is. I think it's opposite to the one we were in last time. Pretty sure. Yeah. No. Now, I know you probably all know this, and some of you even done videos on it, and showed it. But I know there's a second edition of Zombicide out there right now. Do I want to get into that? It's got some interesting game mechanics, especially with the torchlight and the dimming daylight feature. Now I kind of used that customizable rules before. I've used similar custom house rules with that. And got a lot of enjoyment out of it. So I think that was a good way to go for them. Right. That's these guys done it. Now, primer. Ooh, primer. I'm gonna have to stand up for this one. Well, I know it's chalky, but I'm going with a white primer for these guys. So it's going to be bubbly and chalky and pretty awful, but I'm going to try it. I'm just giving it a bit of a good shake here. I'm using the Vallejo surface primer. So now we'll utilise my palette here. I'm going to put some heating on. It's May and we're having heating on, and it's the same indoors. I'm like, this should not be the case. It really shouldn't. I'm just looking up at my alien, which is I've got an alien queen to do, which I've got to work out what I want to paint, how I want to paint that as well. Anyway, enough of that. Right, I'm going to dare to put some white onto my palette, which I have done. Crappy old brushes for this. Doesn't need to be fancy. We'll start with K9. Of course, when you put the primer on, this is where the mould lines come out of the woodwork. It's like, hello, gooey. Did you forget about me? Nope, just didn't notice you before. It's worse when you're dusting primer on with an airbrush. They just really pop out. It's like, whoa, dude, where did you come from? So yeah, putting this primer on carefully. That's good. The reason I'm using white is because I might want to use... I want the option, at least, of using contrast paints, and they're going to be like the main sort of characters, so I want them to be bright and vibrant, paint-wise. Okay, this is good. Kind of got into a bit of a habit, or routine rather, not habit, routine with working from home, which is quite good, already. But I think that's going to change once we learn the new system, because we'll be doing different things, I think. Alright, so that's K9 primed. Pop him to one side. Let's get on with William Hartnell here. First Doctor was a very old looking Doctor, William Hartnell. It featured his granddaughter. So I saw a brilliant painting technique for Space Marines, which I'm dying to try out, but I'm a bit loath to try it out on my Indomitus set, because once I start one, I will feel like I did it well. So what I'm going to do, I think, is just buy a single Space Marine Primaris, I think, because they're nice and big, and try it out on that. And if that works, then I will apply the same principle to my Indomitus box set, whatever faction I decide to paint them up as. Yeah, so when the Doctor stole the TARDIS in the beginning, he did so with his granddaughter. Now the TARDIS, which is a Type 40 TARDIS, was as described by herself when she became like a human form for a while. She said she was a museum piece when he stole her, and that was a long time ago. Museum piece back then. Right, I think we're good. There we go. Done. Doctor Who and Kanan have been primed. This is awesome. Now, the next sort of... I think it's going to take a little while. Well, not a little while, but it's going to be my glazing of my sisters here. And I think I should glaze them at this stage because I'm going to be going over their shoulder pauldrons, and on the right hand one that's blue as well. I wonder if I can find my Talisar blue a minute. I was told this here is the same as this here. I don't know though. I'm a bit dubious. I'm going to try it on a piece of my paper towel here. So so Gilliman blue. Right, so I'll put Gilliman blue on. Just there, bit of paper. I'm just trying it out. You see. Now I'm going to place Talisar blue alongside it. Right, well, to me, Talisar blue, which is that one, is darker than Gilliman blue. So, whoever said that, I disagree with. But what I'm going to do now is I am actually going to go ahead and glaze Gilliman blue onto these sisters here. You can't get Gilliman blue much anymore, it's true. I picked up a new brush the other day, and I've just put it in here. Okay, it was a 0. It's by Artmaster. Now I like Artmaster. I'm going to keep it though. Keep that back for my rainy day because, yeah. Right, so Gilliman blue is what I'm going to be using. So I'm using a 2-0 brush to kind of do this with. So I'm going to go straight from the pot. Let's zoom out a little bit here. Yeah. Just on her breastplate here. I'm just hoping that I can marry up the blues, which is what you're supposed to do, isn't it? Now this is a glaze, so it acts differently to a wash. Which will act differently to a contrast paint. Although, in my experience, a contrast paint will behave more like a wash than a glaze will. That's just my experience. Right. And this is good because it's going on well. And to me, it's looking alright, actually. Started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's a good, it's a bit of a giggle. Not too realistic, but, it's not meant to be, is it? It's about, superheroes and science fiction and secret organizations and all that kind of stuff. But there are times when I feel it could use a little realism injected into it, just now and again. So that's that one done. What time do we have here? 24 minutes in. Wow. Wow. So after tomorrow, I'm hoping things will settle back down to working from home again. Because I really like working from home. And although, I don't mind going into a place of work, I'd rather go to one that's a bit closer to home because, it's just a long day for me and it'll be very telling on me, tiredness-wise, and that could be dangerous with driving in that. So I don't really want to be doing a lot of driving. There's a bit of a fluffing on that one there then, so just have to take care of that. Alright. Some areas are easier to get to than others. And you think, wow. Some areas you're not going to bother with at all because you just don't see them. It's a good call doing this though, because this is tying in the blues nicely. I've got a lot of little bits to do on these gals as well. My wife's doing some writing today, so I'm guessing she's on a roll. That's good because she hasn't been able to do any writing for a while, so it's good that she gets some time in now to do this. Wow. This is certainly not a case of splash it all over like you would a wash. This is very precise. There we are, so that's 3 down. This will make 4. Breastplate prevalent on this. Yeah, lots of little details like Vox mics to the head or a headset. symbols around the chest plate, things of that nature. Yeah, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm enjoying it. I've seen 2 episodes and I'm enjoying it. Oh, I'll tell you what else I've seen. I've seen 3 or 4 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I'll tell you what I have seen 2 episodes of and I'm really enjoying it. Tales from the Loop. Remember that game I reviewed back along? Free League Publishing sent me a free copy of the game to review, if you remember. And so I reviewed that. And the TV series that it's connected to. Wow, it's brilliant. Love it. Think of Stranger Things. If you like Stranger Things, you'll like this for sure. But it's I think it's even stranger than Stranger Things. Personally. Right. On the next one. Yeah, I think it's stranger than Stranger Things. I quite like that. It's set in the 80s that never was, so an alternative reality of the 80s, or an alternative dimension, parallel dimension to ours. You got the loop, which is where all the mysterious, weird stuff happens. And I can't really describe it to you. You've got to watch it, really. You have. Because each episode is so different from the last as well. Yeah, it's a bit Stranger Things. It's a bit Tales of the Unexpected. It's a bit X-Files. Yes, it's weird for sure. Definitely weird. I like weird though. I think it's because I am weird. So I haven't had as much time to do hobby as I would have liked, obviously. Working full time, I knew I wouldn't. But that's okay. It's just doing what I've got to do till I can hopefully make it to retirement, and then the fun will begin. And everything I'm doing now is just to set myself up for that day, or for that time. That day when I retire and the time I start. I really start the hobby then. So yeah, I'm plunging into my unpainted miniatures as I will have to, when I run out of stuff to paint. But I want to keep adding to it as well. It's my retirement shelf. It's not a shelf of shame anymore. It's a retirement shelf, which I'm hoping to grow. There's another one. I got the one with the gun now. Big gun, I mean. Right, let's do the easy bits on her first. So, breastplate there. That shoulder pad. Backpack. Right. Legs are going to be a bit more awkward. That's okay. Not a problem. Yeah, I don't know why they stopped making the glaze paints. Citadel. I really like them. They're better than other glazes out there, I would say. Yeah, they're more expensive, but I do prefer them. Prefer their washes too. There's some washes that are alright, like some Vallejo washes are fine, absolutely fine. Last three. I don't know what time I'll be finishing tomorrow either, so I'm going to be taking a packed lunch, bottle of water. I know there's water and that there, but coffee and all that sort of thing is usually free up there, but got my packed lunch. If it's a long, it could go on till like 8 o'clock at night, so that'd be like a 11-hour day then. It's money though, right? More money on a higher hourly rate, which is cool. Having to do some home renovation stuff too. And we're looking into replacing a couple of our windows, which have been there since the house was built. Basically, and there's still single glaze, so we're getting the double glazed UPVC windows. In our kitchen, there's not many more windows to do in the house, but so we've arranged for that to go ahead. My wife she's started her new job now, so she's in a new role. I'm in a new role. It's it's all good. I can remember, getting the new bedroom windows years ago. They were really outdated, and they seriously needed doing. Right, this is going to be the last one of those. I'm getting a bit tingly in my hands. I might have to turn my heating off soon, but at the moment it's nice and toasty. I like that. Yeah, it looks like it's the sun is wanting to come out, but it just doesn't. Then it disappears again behind a load of clouds and comes in gloomy again. But it's cold. That's for sure. It's cold. And the new windows are going to help with that as well, because one of the windows it's replacing is very lets a lot of breeze in. There, that's the sisters done with that stage. It's a very small detail to do on them now. Okay. So now the servitor. I do? I think I'm going to do some, maybe, iron breaker, maybe. I don't think I'm going to do lead belcher. I can do some iron breaker. Now, another point. Do I have an open iron breaker? I don't know, actually. We've got an Iron Warriors one, but I think I want to use Iron Breaker. I have got an open Iron Breaker. You can hear the agitator rattling around in it. That's if this is okay. I'm going to put a couple of drops of airbrush thinner in that. I don't often use Iron Breaker, it's true, but I'm going to in this instance. I think I know what colour I'm going to do Canine, his body and head at least. I'm probably going to do it like a sort of a Mechanicus standard grey or an Ironheld grey from P3, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Right. Alright, so put some Iron Breaker down on there. And that's cool. On my palette. And a couple drops of airbrush thinner. Yeah. There we are. Wash my brush out in the alternative jar. Because now what brush am I going to use? Oh, I'll go back to using this one, I think. So Iron Breaker then, I'm literally painting the entirety of the skull in Iron Breaker. Oh, and this. Oh no, he's got like a wire or cable sort of thing coming out of his arm. And now for the back. Yeah. Nice. Might do those cables as red, I'm not sure though. Might do the corn red maybe. That's the thing when you're working on small areas. They don't take, well, oftentimes they don't take too long to paint and they won't take too long to dry. So what time have we got here now? 42 minutes, not bad. Right, I think K9 can look at a grey then. So we can look at Mechanicus Standard Grey. Can look at Basilicanum Grey. Look at Ironhull Grey. Okay. Well, might, yeah, see. Ironhull Grey and Mechanicus Standard Grey, they're pretty much the same deal, really. As if I'm painting him old school. If I should decide to paint him in Basilicanum Grey, I'll be using this. I'm going to chance it. I'm going to go Basilicanum Grey onto K9 because I'll use a size 1 brush for this because I can always paint over it if it comes out poor. And they're very thin contrast paints, aren't they? They're like shade washes almost. So just all over with this basically. Not sure how to paint the base. Maybe that'll be a metallic. I don't know. Right. So, Basilicanum Grey. Here we go. No, I know basically the colour scheme for K9. And, you know, K9 wasn't a one-off model by any stretch of the imagination, was he? So, it could just be a different version of him. Quite like. Yeah, that's pretty good. Quite like that. It's growing on me. Don't want it pooling though, that's the thing. It's going to keep on top of that a bit. Right, so certainly don't require any more. His neck I'll probably do black anyway. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed with how that's come out. K9, she's going to be my companion. Now I'm planning on running Doctor Who's solo, so I don't need to worry about other time travelers, companions or anything. Because the problem they said always with Doctor Who, the role-playing game, was everybody wanted to play the Doctor. And there's only one of him. Well, if I'm going solo, that's not an issue. It really isn't. Now, So canine is quite nicely done there. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'll tidy him up a bit later. William Hartnell now. We'll start with his skin, I think. I think so. And for that, I am certainly going with a contrast paint. Gilliman flesh. Yeah. So his face and his hands. Gilliman flesh. Or Gulliman. Yeah. Put my Basilicon grey back. Help if I put it in the greys, not the greens. Alright, we're at 48 minutes, so we're coming to the end. We've done good work. I'm pleased with what's been done so far, and I'm enjoying painting my models, which is the main thing, isn't it? So, guys, what are you working on? Tell me now. What are you working on? Is it going well? Have you not had a chance to hobby because of work? You know, just let me know. I am intrigued by these things. Right, I'm going to use a 2-0 brush for this because a little bit intricate on the hands. Not so worried about the face, but okay. Gilliman flesh. Ah, I need to keep the lid open, so there. Let's pop my other greys away for a moment. Don't think I'm going to need them. Right. Doctor. He had a bit of a receding hairline, this Doctor. It was his first incarnation, so, you know, he literally got old. I love the regeneration thing, the whole lore behind that. Very cool. Gives it as much longevity as the writers want then, doesn't it? Yeah. William Hartnell got some skin tone on him. Awesome. And I ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Right. So that's good. So I can let those two dry for a bit as well. And take stock of what my sisters need. The problem is I've got to wait for a lot of things to dry. Oh, another servitor cherubby thing, which... I need to do this because it's done on the other one, so yeah. Didn't realise he was not as far along. Don't know what possessed me to think he wouldn't need doing that. So I have no memory of doing Right, he's going to need a little bit of green stuff in there, so that's okay. We'll do that when it's dry. That's okay. Pop green stuff next to that model, and that will remind me that I need to use some green stuff. So what? I literally can't do much else. Now, is there anything I can do on Dave, I wonder? Or no. The Alien Queen. I'm going to use Silicanum Grey. Black. Or Black Templar. Siadum. Silicanum Grey might be good. Yeah. Maybe if I did the face, front of the face piece, Silicanum Grey. No, Black Templar, sorry. Yeah, that might work. Looking good. I think Black Templar looks alright on it, actually. Black Templar, yeah. So the other thing I've got to do tomorrow, I've got to take my laptop and cables with me tomorrow. I was told don't need to bring my second screen with me though. Just a laptop. So that's alright. Yeah, so that's just on the front bit. Bad, not bad. So it looks a bit, I don't know, like that at the moment. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing Silicanum Grey for the body or tail at least. I'm going to let that dry for sure though. This mech suit's going to be good. I wonder if I could apply the technique that I was shown for the Space Marine. What they do is they kind of stipple it on. So you get a lot of, so in this case you get a lot of patchy black, yellow. Now, Avalon Sunset as a base. covers quite well. First, I would have to find myself a good sort of stippling brush. Maybe like this small dry brush that's a bit knackered from Army Painter here might work well. Yeah, it might do. So that's what I'm going to have a go at here. And then we'll see if this technique works. Or shall I leave it for the next episode? Yeah, we'll do that actually. Yeah. So, cliffhanger then. We're going to leave it here. I'm not going to start this one, but I will in my next episode. Thanks ever so much for watching this episode. Now, please do like, share if you like it, dislike if you dislike it, comment, all that other good stuff. Check out my Patreon account if you like my channel, you like me, you like my style, and you want to gain access to some exclusive videos, you know, that are just purely for patrons. Then, you know, please do check out what you can get and, you know, what you need to do for that on the link on the home screen. It will take you to my Patreon campaign. Thanks very much for watching. Until the next time, this is me saying happy painting, happy wargaming, happy whatever. And remember, all brushes lead to war. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye for now. Bye bye.